So yes, what up guys, welcome back. My name is Luke and I'm joined by...
What up guys, it's Chris, but you already knew that. Welcome back.
So today's topic, bro, you saw the whole incident of like 49.
Yeah.
At first we actually thought it was 50 something. I think that was a miscommunication from like media platforms.
Yeah, I'm getting bits and pieces. People are saying 49, people are saying like 50.
Some people are saying 52.
Some people saying 52.
Okay. So yes, if you guys don't know yet about... You can check out the previous episode where we're actually talking about this. Like a lot of Afrikaners wanting to relocate to the US because of the offer that Trump made in regards to like refugee status.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what the benefits are, but I think it's lining up for them to become citizens. I think we highlighted in that particular video that one of the benefits could have been...
the prospects of American citizenship.
And maybe land.
But then again, we don't know any better, right?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I think wasn't that based off the assumption that the vast majority of them would be farmers?
Yes.
Yeah, we assumed that. So that's why we thought, okay, they might give them land, right?
And yeah, so they actually arrived in the US, I think yesterday or 2 days back. You know what, let's watch this video then.
President Cyril Ramaphosa says that his administration will continue to push for transformation in the country. Speaking at the Africa CEO Forum in Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire, Ramaphosa said that the 49 white Afrikaners who left for the United States are not facing persecution in South Africa. Trump's administration is offering refugee programs to some white South Africans that it claims face discrimination.
We've raised our own concern because those people who are being enticed to go to the United States do not fit the definition of a refugee. A refugee is someone who has to leave their country out of fear of political persecution, religious persecution. They don't fit that bill. They don't fit that description. And I had a conversation with President Trump on the phone, and he said, what's happening down there? And I said, President, what you've been told by those people who are opposed to transformation back home in South Africa is not true. And I handed to him, I said, we were being taught by Nelson Mandela and other iconic leaders like Oliver Tambo on how to continue to build a united nation out of the diverse groupings that we have in South Africa. We're the only country on the continent where the colonizers came to stay, and we have never driven them out of our country. So they are staying, and they're making great progress. It's a fringe grouping that does not have a lot of support, that is anti-transformation and anti-change, that would actually prefer to see South Africa going back to apartheid type of policies.
Okay, damn. For the president to actually admit that.
Bold statements.
That's a bold statement.
You know what? You can't really blame him for saying that, can you?
No, he actually can't.
Yeah, you can't.
So, basically acknowledges, or rather, he's stating the fact that colonizers came to stay. His own words, right? And these are the very people some are wanting to revert to the very system that oppressed the majority.
I think he said there's a fringe group within that, so it's a minority within the minority.
Yeah, so
who would prefer that.
Who would prefer that.
Yeah.
And regardless of that, they're still being welcomed. What do you think?
Well, being welcomed, right?
Or rather, they're allowed to stay.
They wouldn't be allowed to leave because they are South African, right? So what right has anybody to kick them out of the country?
No one.
Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can stay. I mean, that goes without saying. You're born into a country, and mind you, it's not like a first generation South African. It would have been multiple generations South African. What right has anybody to kick them out?
No one.
So that goes without saying. They can stay, obviously. As for his statements about the people who left being classified as refugees, what's your stance on that?
Persecution.
Persecution, yes.
We need to define it. On what basis? Is it on a basis of race? Is it evident? Their lives in danger? Is it evident?
How many? What are the numbers?
What are the numbers?
Facts, etc. to back this up?
Because the whole thing was, I think the previous video, a lot of people in the comment section were stating the fact that what's the point of staying when you're being excluded from the job market on the basis of your race?
Although that is not unfounded. right?
Okay. Yeah.
And obviously that ties in with affirmative action
Yes.
that was brought about through triple BEE and all those kind of things. We understand why that was done, of
Yes.
course, right? Which is legislation, by the way.
It is legislation.
So I think the question then goes to, like, to your question, to your point, are we saying that the legislation itself is what is actually pushing about or bringing about this persecution, quote unquote?
To some extent, I think that's the angle some are choosing to go by, to say this legislation is actually oppressive.
Okay, oppressive legislation would warrant somebody saying that this is political persecution, and therefore make a strong claim to wanting to be a refugee elsewhere.
Yeah, this is the very reason as to why I'm relocating and
Yeah.
going somewhere else. And also, other people also might take the angle of genocide.
Genocide.
Yeah, remember, that's the whole point. With the farmers,
Yeah, you see, I those facts again. I don't know where genocide is a strong word. It's a very strong word. We can't just throw that word around casually.
I know.
Because if you're talking genocide, yeah, we understand what that means, right? It is
Yeah.
killing off a large group of people or an ethnicity, or on many different grounds.
yeah.
But again, and this is not to desensitize the matter, it's just to ask, what are the facts? What exactly are the facts?
Yeah,
Are they factual? Are they evidence, as you said?
That one I do not know. So, do you think they have a strong case on the basis of exclusion?
Exclusion in the job market is not something that is exclusive to white people,
Okay.
right? If everybody can count a story or can even recall a story where they were excluded, and unfortunately, race is one of the many criteria that you can be that can be used to exclude you from participating in the job market.
Yeah.
Right. It's not to say that the only criteria is race. We understand that affirmative action wants to get previously disadvantaged people
Yeah.
in the job market first,
That's it, yeah.
right? So that's the legislation. But there's still so many different hurdles for many different people who aren't even white. So I don't know if that's a strong case to make. In fact, that's not a very strong case to make, exclusion from the job market, and you see that as persecution. I don't know.
Do you think this is actually chaotic? Because it seems as if Trump is touching here, touching there, doing this, doing that, is doing a lot of things at the same time.
Which is nothing new. I mean, the American administration is famous for, meddling where it shouldn't be meddling in the first place. But this is just like disinformation at its height, bro. Because again, where's he getting all this information from? The president said it best. They even had a chat, and the conversation was, this what people are telling you is false. Where you getting your information from? And it might be that there's a group of people who don't want or hate the idea of progress so much, and they might be voices out there, like far away, they're not even in the country,
Yeah.
and they just bring up these assumptions, they stir the pot.
It's always like that. It's
twist
like,
narratives and
have you
everything.
seen how news is so misinterpreted? Like, news of a country is so misinterpreted that you, as
yeah.
a person living in that particular country, if you to hear that, you'll be shocked to say,
For sure.
this is happening in my country. It's like the whole thing someone was claiming in the comment section. I mean, I was even shocked to say there's still slave trades happening in South Africa. And I was like, where in South Africa?
Right? I mean, it's hectic. It is quite hectic because, like, we're in the age of disinformation, aren't we?
Also, yes, true.
That's the main thing. Like, we're in the age of disinformation where not everything you read is gospel, people.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, there's credible news outlets there, and even those ones, they tend to be skewed either to the left or the right. You don't
it's
really get like
there's,
neutral.
There's always a motif to it.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like there's an agenda to every news communicated.
It's never really like neutral. If you read
No.
it properly, if you read the phrasing, the structuring, they're trying to kind of influence how you think about the topic.
True.
And it's never just going to be like completely objective.
No. And do you think the 49 are the only ones, or do you think this was actually a trial run to see? Because there was over 70,000+ applications the last time we checked.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a trial run. I mean, you can't just ship hundreds of people immediately without testing the system to see if it works.
Yeah.
I believe that what they'll do is from the 70,000, I think the people in that group would probably have to make bookings, right?
Yeah.
So they probably have a schedule of when the flights will be, and then you book, and then they take a certain amount every time.
And do you think they're gonna, these things, you qualify for refugee status in the US on the basis of almost the same requirements as Orania? You need to be Afrikaner speaking, and you need to be like a Calvinist.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about the Calvinist one, bro. Okay, but I get what you mean. Maybe less Orania-ish or Orania-esque, probably because the sentiment is right, or at least now the sentiment is refugees coming out of South Africa would be Afrikaans. Then yes,
But what if I'm Afrikaans?
if you are Afrikaans and you want to go to America,
I'm black.
but okay, I guess you can identify as Afrikaans. I'm sure. Yeah.
I can actually identify. What if I can identify as I was raised on the farm my whole life? Do I still qualified to go with Peter
and go to the States? I don't know, bro, because I mean, and that's such an interesting question to ask, because now can you see that even that system, the criteria system, it's not solid, bro. It really isn't.
Because it speaks to like it's the same thing. Ibrahim, who's this one?
Traore.
No, not Traore. There was this one, the one that was chased from the US.
The ambassador. What's his name? I
Raheem.
Yeah,
it's Raheem.
It completely left my mind. I used to know his name.
It's the same thing he was talking about, which is the thing of white supremacist thing to it. It's a lot of racial stuff underground, really.
Yeah.
And it's not really looking good.
There is a lot of racial undertone to it.
Yeah.
And rightly so, because then again, if you see what's motivating this kind of thing, fundamentally, what does it boil down to? Race, right?
Yeah. So that's it, guys. Don't forget to leave your thoughts below. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, tell us what you think. Is it racially motivated, or do you think these people are actually persecuted for real? Because I mean, it's a lot of things. So yeah, I guess we'll be seeing you on the next one.
Ciao. Ciao.